I haven't done the requests cause I haven't come up with a good idea for it yet, so it will probably take some time. Sneezing face. I can't properly write new fics either, so I'm just going to put out my old fics in the meantime. This is a rare shit, so please click off if you are not into this pairing, but if you do like it, you may continue sparkles. I don't own anything but the plot. Failing marks again, King? Guess you only have volleyball going for you after all. Tsukishima peers over Kageyama's shoulder, seeing him holding a test paper with 26/100 written on the top corner. As soon as Kageyama recognizes the voice who called him out, he quickly turns around, scowling at the blonde male as he buries the test paper on his chest. Mind your own business. Tsukishima smirks at the sight of Kageyama clenching his teeth. His anger mounting only made Tsukishima want to egg him on further. Oh, is the king angry now? What? You don't like talking to peasants, is that it? Kageyama roused to anger, but before it could escalate further, Daichi steps in. That's enough, both of you. The authoritative tone in their captain's voice caused the two of them to cool off, but they were still both visibly annoyed. He started it first. I was just telling the truth. The two started to glare daggers at each other and Daichi just sighs. Look, if you guys don't start getting along then I'm going to have to remove you guys from the starting lineup. The two first years tense at that. If you understand that then I better not see you guys fighting anymore. Especially not in the school hallways. They both nodded and returned to their respective classrooms without saying anything else after that. Hey Tsuki, wait up, let's walk home together. Yamaguchi yells as he runs toward Tsukishima, who has just stepped out of the school grounds. Tsukishima clearly hears Yamaguchi, but he continues to walk ahead. Hey, I know you can hear me. Yamaguchi pants, grabbing Tsukishima's right shoulder as he pants for breath. What is it? So, I watched the whole thing earlier. Everyone did. Your point? Tsuki, I know that you and Kageyama started off with the wrong foot. Get to the point, but maybe you can try to be a little bit more nicer? Tsukishima narrows his eyes at Yamaguchi before he brushes his hand off his shoulder and continues walking. I'll pretend I didn't hear that. Hey, come on, at least tell me the reason why you're so harsh on him. Yamaguchi catches up to Tsukishima, attempting to keep questioning him, but notices that the blonde was starting to have a sour mood, so he decides against it. Okay, don't tell me, but you should try to be nicer to Kageyama or else. I know already. I don't need to be told twice. Just saying, Tsuki. Saltishima is such an ass. Kageyama nods, agreeing with Hinata's statement. He is. You should try being friends with him. Kageyama nods again before realizing what Hinata had just said. Wait, what? You want me to be friends with him? I'm just saying what Daichi-san said. Why are you shouting at me, bouquet? You shouted first, Kageyama. Kageyama huffs as he lowers his voice. I'm not going to be friends with that guy. You have to. You won't be in the starting lineup if you don't. And if you don't, how am I supposed to play? Hinata says, shaking Kageyama violently. You have to be friends with him. Kageyama pushes Hinata away and keeps still to recover from his dizziness. Kageyama doesn't want anything to stop him from playing volleyball, so he muses that he could at least give the whole being friends thing a try. Stop shaking me, bouquet. I get it already. Fine, I'll try to be friends with him or whatever. Yes, you better make sure of that, Kageyama. Hinata shouts as he runs to his bike. He immediately hops on it and gives Kageyama a huge wave before pedaling out of the school gates. I'll get going now. See you tomorrow. Wait, Hinata, how? Kageyama speaks up to say something but halts when he sees that Hinata was already nowhere in sight. Wait, how exactly is he supposed to make friends? Now Kageyama's holed up in his room, eyes glued to the glow of his computer screen as he looks for answers on how to make friends. He has to admit, that sounds kinda lonely and lame at the same time, but Kageyama has no idea how to make friends, so the only thing he can do now is to rely on the internet. He googles be friends with a salty French fry, and comes across a Wikihow page entitled How to be friends with someone who hates you. He thinks it's not exactly what he was looking for, but it was close enough. He clicks on it. Step 1. Find out if they truly and really hate you. There's a possibility that they don't actually hate you. Seriously? That's obvious. Kageyama already knows the answer to this. Tsukishima obviously hates him, and he hates him too. There's no need to find out anything. He decides to move on to step 2 but rethinks his decision. It wouldn't hurt to try, right? If Tsukishima really hates him then, he could at least find out why he does. The next day, Kageyama confronts Tsukishima and just drops the bomb. Why do you hate me? The two of them are in the middle of the school hallways again, and everyone stares at them like they're actors shooting for a movie. Let's talk outside, King. What, why? Just follow me. Kageyama surprisingly willingly follows Tsukishima outside all the way to the school backyard. So, Kageyama stares at Tsukishima, waiting for an answer, and Tsukishima just stares back. Tsukishima's a little distracted because seeing Kageyama up close for the first time, he actually realizes that his eyes are very blue. He knows of course that Kageyama's eyes are blue, but he didn't think it would be that blue. It's kind of pretty if he had to be honest. Hey, are you going to answer me or not? Snapping out of his trance, Tsukishima sees Kageyama frowning and he gets this urge to pick on him. The setter had always had very expressive expressions, probably due to the fact that he was bad with words, and Tsukishima found it to be very entertaining, because he's a jerk. He was going to goad Kageyama again, but then he recalls what Yamaguchi said about him trying to be nicer to Kageyama. He doesn't want to be removed from the starting lineup, so he'll at least try not to be rude to Kageyama anymore. I don't actually hate you. Kageyama's eyes widen, surprised. You don't? I don't. It's just that you're fun to tease because you get riled up so easily. I don't hate you, but I don't like you either. Tsukishima admits. That was the truth. Tsukishima really didn't have a big reason why he disliked Kageyama. He just didn't. Then what should I do to make you like me? What Tsukishima means to say is what the fuck, but it gets cut off short, and Kageyama misinterprets this as him not being clear enough. I said, what should I do to make you like me? Tsukishima is at loss for words and Kageyama misreads it again as him being confused. I want us to be friends. No, we have to be friends. If we don't, then we won't be in the starting lineup. I know that, but there's no need to be friends. Daichi-san just said to get along, so if I ignore you and you ignore me, then we won't fight anymore. But I want to be friends with you, so I'll make you like me. Tsukishima chokes a little, and Kageyama looks at him with more conviction than ever. Kageyama was going to do whatever it takes to make Tsukishima like him, because once he is set on doing something, he makes sure to do it to the end. That night, he goes back to the Wikihow page and scrolls down to the second step. Step 2. Be nice to your so-called enemy. If you're nice to them, they might end up being nice to you too. Kageyama's eyebrow knits as he stares at his screen. Be nice to Tsukishima? He never thought that this day would come, but if he wants Tsukishima to like him, then he just has to do it. But wait, what does being nice even mean? It's when you do good things for them, right? Like giving stuff that they like and showing that you care. But what exactly does Tsukishima like? Kageyama decides to text the only person that tolerates Tsukishima, Yamaguchi. Private chat with Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi, is this Kageyama? It's rare for you to text. What's up? What does Tsukishima like? Before I answer that, can I ask why you're asking? I'm trying to be friends with him. Say no more. He likes dinosaurs and strawberry-flavored food. Good luck and I hope you become friends with Tsuki. Kageyama was surprised by how cooperative Yamaguchi was, but he was even more surprised to find out about what Tsukishima liked. The middle blocker didn't seem to be the type to be into such things, but Kageyama wasn't the type to judge. The following day, Tsukishima sees a dinosaur plushie and a bag full of strawberry-filled sweets sitting on top of his desk. There was even a little note beside it saying friends do nice things for each other, which Tsukishima had to stifle out a laugh because of how ugly the smiley face looked. What are you smiling at, Tsuki? Yamaguchi asks, wondering what could make the blonde smile so early in the morning. He then sees the goods on Tsukishima's table and lets out a small "Oh, you got a secret admirer? Don't be stupid, Yamaguchi. It's obviously the king." Yamaguchi knows, of course, but he pretends like he doesn't. Why would Kageyama do that? He's trying to be friends with me by making me like him. Well, it's working, isn't it? Tsukishima doesn't reply, but the faint smile on his lips is enough for Yamaguchi to know that it's a yes. Later that day, Tsukishima confronts Kageyama after volleyball practice. You put these on my table, Tsukishima says, lifting the plastic bag from earlier which was still filled with strawberry-flavored sweets. Yes, I did. Do you like it? Tsukishima would normally be giving back whatever Kageyama just bought him right now, and tell him that his whole trying to be friends thing is stupid. But then, whatever Kageyama just bought for him were probably the tastiest snacks he has ever eaten in his life, and he had already named the dinosaur plushie, Jerry, which he has kept safely hidden in his backpack, so Tsukishima supposes that he's not against being friends with Kageyama anymore. It was okay. How much did you spend for these anyways? My entire weekly allowance. Tsukishima didn't do anything wrong to Kageyama this time, but that made him feel kinda guilty. When Kageyama sees a box of milk on his desk the next morning, he already knows that it's from Tsukishima. Kageyama smiles as he starts drinking the milk boxes one by one. Since Tsukishima did something nice for him, that meant that they were friends now, right? At the successful attempt to win Tsukishima over, Kageyama decides that it was time to move on to the next step. So there he was in class, using his phone as he reads Step 3. Step 3, make them help you. Studies say this is more effective than helping them out. Oh, that's easy. Kageyama really needs help for the upcoming literature test after all. A couple of hours have passed since then, and the school bell starts ringing, meaning that school was already over. Kageyama rushes towards Tsukishima's classroom and just in the nick of time, spots him stepping out of his classroom. Help me study for the literature test. The sudden voice startles Tsukishima, but luckily it doesn't show on his face. What? Why? I need help for the literature test next week. Tutor me. No, I heard you the first time, but why should I help you? Because we're friends. Tsukishima doesn't know where Kageyama got that idea because they are definitely not friends. He just doesn't dislike Kageyama anymore and he still felt guilty about the whole allowance thing. Right, the allowance. Some part of him still feels guilty about Kageyama spending on him, even though it's not his fault at all. And even if he bought the milk boxes for him, it still didn't feel enough to pay back for the cost of what Kageyama spent. Tsukishima dislikes feeling indebted, so he'll repay it back now, just for this week. Really? You'll help me? Yeah. So now here they were at Tsukishima's room, studying for the literature exam. I don't get it. What don't you get? I don't get the story. Kageyama had been reading the book several times again and again, but nothing seemed to be getting to his head. There's too much deep words. That's why I gave you a dictionary. Just find the words you don't understand there. I did use it and I still don't get it. The setter shouts. Frustrated, he recollects what Tsukishima said about him only having volleyball and he gets discouraged. You're right, maybe I'm just not good at anything else but volleyball. I'm too stupid to understand this. Kageyama slumps in his seat, glaring at the textbook like it personally attacked him. Tsukishima goes still. He hadn't expected Kageyama to actually take that to heart. Yeah, he'd said it, but he didn't mean what he said at that time. He just has this bad habit of pushing buttons, of picking at people just to see them react. That's just how he functions. He regrets saying that, and he'll make sure to be mindful of his words next time. You're not stupid, and you're good at other things besides volleyball. Everyone has their own way of learning, so maybe using the dictionary doesn't work for you. Kageyama was expecting Tsukishima to agree with his statement, so he's rather astounded by what the blonde said. Let's try a different method. Tell me which words you're struggling with and I'll explain it to you. Okay. Kageyama asks a lot of questions, way too many, but Tsukishima patiently explains all of them. Unlike before, his voice was steady and calm, soothing even. Kageyama used to hate hearing the sound of Tsukishima's voice, but now he thinks he wants to hear more of it. Time flew by, and before they knew it, it was already nighttime. Tsukishima escorts Kageyama out of his house as they decided to continue their study session tomorrow. Just when Tsukishima was about to close the door, Kageyama stops it with his foot. What is it? The thung, tang, you, what? Thankaya. Kageyama mumbles. Speak properly, king. I can't understand you. I said thank you, for the milk and for helping me. Kageyama shouts as he could feel the heat crawl up to his neck, all the way to the tip of his ears. Tsukishima feels like his eyes are getting faulty, like he really needs to recheck his eyesight. For the first time in his life, he can't believe that he thinks Kageyama is cute. What? Kageyama turns even redder and Tsukishima could feel himself mirroring the setter. Tsukishima said that out loud. Oh my god, he really wants to jump off a cliff right now. The two of them fall quiet until Kageyama's voice cuts through the silence. Siyatamaro again by. Kageyama says quickly as he removes his foot out the door and starts to run back home. The heat on his face has yet to go away, and he thinks he might be running a fever. The next day Yamaguchi joins their study session, and Kageyama has to say that he's a little disappointed. He's not exactly sure why. Their study session goes smoothly however, and Kageyama barely feels like Yamaguchi is there. Euphoria. We covered this yesterday, do you remember? It's the feeling or state of intense excitement and happiness. Right, you got it. Kageyama lightens up at Tsukishima's approval and Tsukishima can't help but smile at the sight of it. The way the setter's blue eyes shimmer whenever he gets something right, might just be one of Tsukishima's new favorite things. The two of them continue to talk, and Kageyama now answers more than asking while Tsukishima stares at the setter more than the supposed textbook. Covet means to desire, right? Yes. Thinking that he had responded, Tsukishima continues to stare at Kageyama. He clearly sees his own reflection in Kageyama's eyes and he wonders if that's how Kageyama actually sees him. Tsukishima? Kageyama gives him a questioning look, and Tsukishima realizes he hadn't actually responded out loud. Your eyes, they're pretty. It takes some time before Tsukishima registers what he just said. Then his cheeks start to redden in embarrassment. Wait, no that. Kageyama only makes it worse when he says, I think your voice is pretty. Tsukishima wants to die of embarrassment, but he's thankful that he's not the only one when he sees Kageyama blushing. At least, they're the only ones here. No one else can see how embarrassing they are. Tsukishima tries to calm himself by averting his gaze elsewhere, then he sees a freckled boy beside him with a shit-eating grin on his face. Tsukishima completely forgot that Yamaguchi was there the whole time. Oh god, he really wants to die now. Just don't say anything. And so Yamaguchi doesn't. Yamaguchi doesn't join their study session the next day and tells them that he doesn't want to disturb them. When Kageyama asks what he meant by that, Tsukishima says that Yamaguchi prefers studying alone. Kageyama doesn't mind, since he prefers studying alone with Tsukishima anyways. So the next few days, it's only the two of them. They don't talk about their embarrassing interactions or about their flushed faces whenever they catch themselves stealing glances of each other. Finally, it was the day of the literature exam and Kageyama was feeling rather anxious. He shouldn't be worried since he's been preparing so hard for the test. But what if he fails? It would just mean that he's actually stupid and Tsukishima would be disappointed for sure. He was starting to get lost in worry until he hears his phone ping. He decides to check it and sees a message from Tsukishima. Private chat with Tsukishima. If you're wondering how I got your number, I asked Yamaguchi. You'll do fine as long as you don't overthink. Good luck on the test, King. After Kageyama reads this, his worries seem to disappear. It's okay, he tells himself. He's worked hard for this, so he'll be okay. He takes the test and answers all of the items, actually writing down logical answers instead of guessing them. A few days later, their results are handed back to them. Kageyama nervously takes a peek at his score and a smile plasters across his face. The moment their class ends, Kageyama hurries to the volleyball club room to look for Tsukishima. He sees Tsukishima walking towards the gym and he excitedly runs up to him, embracing him tightly. Tsukishima gets flustered at the sudden affection, but then he sees Kageyama beaming. His smile radiated with so much joy that Tsukishima finds himself basking in it. I did it, Tsukishima. I passed. Kageyama releases his hug as he shows Tsukishima the test paper on his hand, 84/100 written at the top corner. Tsukishima places his hand on top of Kageyama's head and gently ruffles his hair. He looked at the setter fondly as he could feel his lips quirk up. Good job, King. I knew you could do it. Something inside of Kageyama blooms and he feels like he might have contracted another sickness, because suddenly he feels warm all over. Tsukishima continues patting Kageyama until he sees Yamaguchi staring at him just by the gym's entrance. He quickly takes back his hand and stares at the ceiling like it's the most interesting thing ever because he doesn't want to see his best friend's mischievous smirk or his newfound object of affection. Tsukishima already knows, even without those funny looks from Yamaguchi, he just doesn't want to acknowledge his feelings just yet. That night, Kageyama tries to search what has been wrong with him lately. He's been feeling hot all of a sudden and his heart starts to beat faster than usual sometimes. He turns on his computer and was about to Google his strange medical condition, but then he sees the Wikihow page on his screen. Kageyama can't believe he almost forgot about this. He had been so busy preparing for the exam that it slipped out of his mind. He'll search about his weird condition later. For now he'll finish the Wikihow guide. He scrolls down and sees that he was finally down to the last step. Step 4. See them outside of your usual habitat, work or school. After this you guys will be friends for real. What? Were they not real friends yet? Now Kageyama feels embarrassed for proclaiming that he and Tsukishima were friends. Well, once they go outside of school together, then they'll truly be friends, right? The next day during volleyball practice, Kageyama gathers the courage to ask Tsukishima out. Let's go out. Hinata forgets to hit the ball Sugawara sets for him. Daichi chokes on his own spit. Coach Yuke drops his whistle, and several people cough throughout the gym. Tsukishima can relate. We should go out. Kageyama repeats, and Tsukishima lets out a groan. Yes, outside the gym right now. Let's go, King. Tsukishima was sure that he was beet red, but thankfully no one could see his face right now. He continues to walk ahead with Kageyama trailing behind him. When they were finally at a place with no people around, Tsukishima faces the setter dubiously. You're not playing a prank at me, are you? No, why would I do that? I really do want to go out with you. The corner of Tsukishima's mouth slid upwards as he could feel his heart soar. He just wanted to pull the setter close and kiss him, and so he did. Kageyama gasps lightly when Tsukishima's lips meet his, but it doesn't take long before he finds himself kissing him back. They break apart, trying to catch their breath. Kageyama's symptoms are starting to act up again as his heart pounds and warmth surges in his body. He feels like he's in the verge of exploding. Why? Did you kiss me? What do you mean why? We're going out, aren't we? And it suddenly dawns on Tsukishima that he might have misread the situation the whole time. Oh my god, did you mean like the hangout outside of school kind of going out? Kageyama nods. Tsukishima wants to bury himself inside a hole and never come out. Of course, Kageyama doesn't like him. He had been mean to him, and now he even kissed him. He probably hates him even more now. Kageyama was confused. His feelings were all over the place and he wasn't sure what he was feeling right now, but he was sure that he didn't hate the kiss. In fact, he wanted to do it again, wanted to be kissed or even kiss the taller male in front of him himself. He decides to just go for it and closes their distance with a quick peck on the lips. Tsukishima short circuits as he could feel his cheeks getting warm. What was that for? I don't know. I just wanted to. Tsukishima's chest swelled with hope. Seeing the setter flustered only made him feel more optimistic. Maybe Kageyama felt the same way he did after all. Do you like me? Romantically? Yes. Kageyama blurts out without a second thought. He sees Tsukishima's eyes widen in surprise, and he's pretty surprised himself. Since when did he start liking Tsukishima? Just a few days ago, he absolutely hated his guts. But now, he just wants to kiss him again, maybe hear his voice for the rest of his life too. The whole sickness thing would make sense now because it only happens whenever he's with him. He liked him. He liked Tsukishima. I like you. I really like you and I want to kiss you again. Kageyama voices out bluntly. Tsukishima lets out another groan, mostly because he's actually going to die from embarrassment. Or you can kiss me. I don't really mind either way. Tsukishima really needs Kageyama to shut up, so he pulls in the setter for another kiss. The moment they pull away, Kageyama lets out a small murmur. Are we still friends? Friends don't kiss each other. Then what are we? What do you think? Boyfriends? Kageyama asks tentatively. Tsukishima smiles. Yeah, that sounds better, don't you think? Kageyama thinks that Wikihow needs to update their title because it told him that he'd be getting a friend, not a boyfriend. But he muses that being boyfriends is much better. He returns the smile back at Tsukishima. Boyfriends then. The end.